Hello everyone, welcome to this video on variance and standard deviation statistics by Simplilearn. This is the first video on the playlist on statistics. In this video, we learn all about there is to learn on variance and standard deviation. So, let's discuss the agenda for today's session. So, we'll first start with what is statistics. Then we'll move on to the standard deviation. We'll learn the computation of the standard deviation, and then we'll move on to variance and we'll learn how to compute the variance. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, what is statistics? Statistics is a science concerned with developing and studying methods for collecting, analyzing, and interpreting the empirical data. Statistics is a highly interdisciplinary field. Research in statistics finds applicability in virtually all scientific fields and research questions in the various scientific fields. In developing methods and studying the theory that underlies the methods, statisticians draw on a variety of mathematical and computational tools. Now, let's discuss about some of the important terms related to statistics. The first one is mean. The mean or the average is the most popular and well-known measure of central tendency. It can be used with both discrete and continuous data, although use is most often with the continuous data. It is the average of all the set of values that are considered. To understand better, let's take an example. Suppose we have a class whose students have obtained the following marks out of 50 in mathematics. Here are the following marks. So, to find the mean of these marks, we'll add all the marks and divide by the number of marks there are. So we have the total of 12 marks. So the mean of these numbers are 32.8. The next term we are going to discuss is median. The median is the middle score for all the set of data that had been arranged in order of magnitude. The median is less affected by the outliers and skewed data. In order to calculate the median, suppose we have the following data below. So these are the marks that we took in the previous example. We'll first arrange these marks in the ascending order. So to find the median, we'll find the middle point of the two middle terms in the given data. So here the two middle terms are the 6th and the 7th term, which is 32 and 35. So adding the 32 and 35 and dividing it by 2, we'll get 33.5. So what can the median tell you? The median provides a helpful measure of the center of the data set. By comparing the median of the mean, you can get an idea of the distribution of the data set. When the mean and the median are the same, the data set is more or less evenly distributed from the lowest to highest values. The next term is mode. The mode is the most frequent score in our data set. So suppose we have this following example. Here you can see the mark 70 is occurring 3 times. So this is our mode. Now that we have discussed all the terms related to statistics, let's move on to standard deviation. So, what is a standard deviation? In statistics, a standard deviation is a statistics that measures the dispersion of a dataset relative to its mean. The standard deviation is calculated as the square root of variance by determining each data point's deviation relative to the mean. If the data is close together, the standard deviation will be small. And if the data is spread out, the standard deviation will be large. Let's understand these points with the help of a bell curve. A bell curve's width is defined by its standard deviation, which is calculated as the level of variation of the data in a sample around the mean. One standard deviation away from the mean in either direction on the horizontal axis accounts for some around 68.8% of the people in this group. Suppose 34.1 on the left side and a 34.1 on the right side. Moving 2 standard deviation away from the mean should include 95% of the total data. Moving 3 standard deviations away from the mean should represent 99.7% of the total data. While interpreting a bell curve, the points nearest to the center of the bell curve are those which are most likely to occur, whereas the point closest to the left and right edges are the outliers. Bell curves are used across the wide variety of disciplines including finance and economics, social science, and the natural science. Standard deviation is often denoted by the Greek letter word sigma. So, now that we know what is the standard deviation, let's see how we can calculate the standard deviation. So, to calculate the standard deviation, we have this formula. This is the under root of x minus x bar whole square divided by n minus 1, where x is the value in the data set, x bar is the mean of the data set, and n is the number of data points in the data. Now let's understand the significance of standard deviation. To get the insights on a large data set, you need the standard deviation. Suppose you are owner of a car company where you manufacture the car parts, and you want to keep check on the accuracy of the diameter of the car parts that are being manufactured in your company. Standard deviation can be very helpful in this. You can calculate the deviation from the mean of the car parts that are being manufactured. The second example you can think of is the spread of the data, such as in case of house price or the average income levels in the US mortgage through the standard deviation. Now, this is all about the theoretical aspect of the standard deviation. Now let's learn how you can calculate the standard deviation. To calculate the standard deviation, we have taken this example. This is the marks of 6 students out of 100. 73, 11, 49, 35, 15 and 27. Now the first step is to find the mean of the given data. So to find the mean, as we have learned in the previous slide, you just have to add all the marks and divide by the total number of data. So here the mean is 35. Now the second step will be to calculate the square of the difference between each score and the mean. So we got the mean as our 35 and we will subtract the marks with the mean. When we divide 35 from 73, we'll get the answer as 38, and squaring the 38 we'll get the answer as 1444. In a similar manner, we have calculated the marks minus mean whole square for all the cases. You get 576, 196, 0, 400 and 64. Now that we have all the data, we just need to put the data in our formula. So the formula was under root marks minus mean whole square divided by total observations minus 1. Here the marks minus mean whole square will add all the data and will divide it by the total observations, that are 6 minus 1. So this is the standard deviation we'll get as a 23.15. Now you might be wondering why we have calculated the standard deviation. What is the use of the standard deviation? So the standard deviation of 23.5 signifies that the performance of the students are not on the same level. They are deviating all over the place. Now that we have learned about the standard deviation and have seen how to calculate the standard deviation by taking an example, let's move further and learn about variance. So what is a variance? You can say variance is the square of the standard deviation. It is a statistical concept whose purpose is to measure the dispersion of observation around the mean or the average value. Variance tells the degree of spread in your data set. Thus, more spread the data, the larger the variance is in relation to the means, and you can see with the graph. Our central line, this mu, is the mean, and on the either side of the mean, you can see the spread of the data. The major difference between the standard deviation and the variance is that standard deviation is expressed in the same units as the original values, suppose meters. Variance is expressed in much larger units, example meters squared. Since the unit of variance are much larger than those of a typical value of a data set, it's harder to interpret the variance number accurately. That's why standard deviation is often preferred as the main measure of variability. So to calculate the formula, we just have to square the formula that we have seen in the standard deviation. So the formula of the variance is sigma x minus x bar whole square divided by n minus 1, where x is the value in the data set, x bar is the mean of the data set, and n is the number of data points in the data. Let's see some example where variance is used in the real life. In a real life situation, managers can take suitable actions to achieve the desired objectives if there is a variation analysis of the actual performance. You can compare the variation of the performance in the different quarter against the mean of the performance of all the employees. The second example you can think of is the analysis of the performance of the different organization. So how to calculate the variance? So this is the same previous example. We have the marks of student out of 100. So the first step would be to find the mean of the given data. So as calculated before, the mean of the given data was 35. Step 2 will be to calculate the square of the difference between each score and the mean. So this is the same as the previous step where we have calculated the marks minus mean whole square. The change come here. The variance formula is the square of the marks minus mean whole square divided by observation minus n. So when we add all the marks minus mean whole square and divide it by 5, we'll get the variance as 536. Majorly, variance is used to calculate the standard deviation since it is the square root. When we calculate the square root of 536, we'll get the answer as 23.5, which is same as the standard deviation. So you must be thinking, why does variance matter? So variance matters for two main reasons. First, the parametric statistical tests are sensitive to variance. Comparing the variance of sample helps you to assess the group differences. I hope you have learned about the variance and standard deviation in detail in this lecture. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you and keep learning.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.